Hello and welcome to Not So Lonely Nights. I am your host, Eridon. Tonight we are back in ReZero, possibly the last episode. We'll see.
All right, let's go back.
Oh, I heard the voice and I was like, am I getting a feedback? But yeah, we had just finished. We died by being devoured by bugs from the inside. That's where we left off last time. Sorry if I'm a little distracted, but my stepson is now here for a week. So he's up to no good. There's a deep, deep darkness. Unlike the fake darkness just before, this is real. Just before? Fake? Though I can't even process my own thoughts to understand what they mean. Who am I, anyway? What is darkness? Who's the one interpreting these subjective concepts? And who says whether they're right or not? I don't know. 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 I don't know anything at all. From the start, I've been going at this all wrong. Everything I saw was wrong, and my thoughts were mistaken. That's why I
love you.
I can hear a voice from within the deep, deep darkness.
I love you. I love you.
A sweet voice that seems to melt my exhausted body and worn mind, trying gently to carry them off.
I love you. 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 I love you.
I swear, there is never a creepier phrase in anything outside of I love you. My thoughts are painted over by love. The blinding love smothers the darkness. If I let myself get buried in this love...
Subaru.
I hear a voice.
I love you. 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 I love you.
Under that vast and overwhelming love, I'm sure I hear a voice.
Subaru!
I turn my face toward it. Face? Yeah, I turn my face. I look toward a light piercing through the darkness. And so I extend my hand toward it, discarding the world of darkness and diving into the new light.
I love you. 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 I love you.
As I gain distance, I can tell the voices clinging to me. I move further as we're separated, just before plunging into the darkness.
I'll face you someday.
There's a moment of silence and a flash of white. Then,
I love you.
a sound of love, distinct from the ones before, gives my back one final push. And we have returned by death. Oh.
I could ask you the same. What is it, Subaru? You don't look too well.
This is right before... This is right when we got back from defeating the Dusk Bandits.
Subaru?
Subaru? What happened? Subaru? How troublesome. You, move aside. We have a patient coming through.
My vision wavers. All I can see is the sky. My limbs are lifeless, so I let myself get carried away like some luggage. I can't speak. My head hurts. A repulsive sensation crawls through my organs. I know I'm just imagining it, but it feels all too real.
Subaru! Subaru!
After all, I'd been filled to literal bursting with bugs.
Subaru, here's some water. Can you drink?
Yeah, thanks. I think I'm good.
Very well then. Though it is unfortunate. If you were unable to drink, Rem would have strived to take care of you.
That's, well, yeah. Maybe next time.
Yes. Please drink slowly as to not overstress your stomach.
I do as Rem tells me and get some water from the pitcher. The cold fluid runs down my throat, and my frightened organs slowly take it in. Water. Plain old water. It's definitely not those disgusting, wriggling insects. Don't be scared of it, my organs. Just return to your normal state, perform your usual functions, and be mindful of regular digestion and sound sleep. That's all. That's all I need.
I should be able to get back to normal.
Subaru.
Sorry if I made you worry. Where's Ram and Julius?
Greetings, Genzens! How is it going? I don't think I've seen you for a while.
They are in the plaza, dealing with everyone who has just arrived. We have not disclosed the fact that the members of Miss Amelia's camp were involved in the incident.
I see. So you got the story through. I guess it could be worse then.
It's chilling to think of a crucial warning like that being delayed because I collapsed. Luckily, it seems I returned right after Rom figured it out, so we were able to avoid Amelia's name being spread and alerting the witch cult. Don't be sorry. I was just making conversation. I hold nothing against anybody who doesn't watch for one reason or another. You guys have your own lives, and I'm just some idiot in a room playing some games. At least I think so. To be honest, that's just me being hopeful. After all, before I could see how things turned out, I died at the hands of a terrifying enemy. Well, hi, Bab. What you got there? Oh, you want to say hi, Bab? Hi. She waved. She's fine. She's fine. You're a much happier Bab now. Because you've got your bub now. No, you can't have the controller. I know how much you want the controller. I know how much you want the controller.
Come here, Missy.
The train deemed a name generator?
What's it gonna name? The Bab?
I don't know. I do apologize for jumping between conversation and narrating. How is my narrating voice? I'm trying to be, more interesting than just reading the sentences. After taking... Well, I'm glad to hear it. After taking some time to rest and drink the water Rem gave me, the confusion in my mind begins clearing. I gather my thoughts, further my understanding, and seek out the answers. There's so much I need to go over, the biggest issue being...
The imposter has to be Melty.
That's the conclusion I came to from Sakura's words at the church as I was dying. She's the only one who fits the bill. Thinking back, Melty was always the most likely to be the fake candidate. Amelia and Felt have too little chance of winning to bother being fakes. Anastasia and Priscilla were both attacked by Wolf as well. That leaves either Cruchet or Melty, but...
I guess my hunch was right. Guess that makes me some sort of super sleuth. Not that I've ever done any detective work before.
My jokes and quips fall flat. Despite having discovered the imposter we've been so worried about, I don't feel any better at all.
Wolf is solemn. Puka's magic was the trump card he used to burn me alive.
Think of it that way, it all makes sense. I was told Solemn and Tiga were from the same place, and they had the groundwork laid out to help the imposter. Thinking back, during the loop when they rushed to our aid when we were attacked by the Dusk Bandits, it could have been a ploy to butter us up. There's something else I found out that makes me think Solemn is Wolf too.
Her big brother.
Melty had shouted for her brother, and it sounded to me like it was directed at Solemn.
Melty and Solemn are siblings. So would Solemn really go to such lengths to help Melty win? And Puka is just tagging along for the ride? Does that mean Tiga's in on it too? How complicit is Melty in all this? God damn it! I can't make sense of it all! Still, I need to talk to them.
It appears you've sorted through your thoughts, Subaru.
Whoa. Didn't you hear me talking to myself just now? I was just lamenting about how I can't make sense of all this.
Right, but that gallant look in your eyes has Rem's heart beating a flutter.
Oh, Rem.
So my scary eyes are looking scarier, huh?
Yes, they are quite wonderful.
Is that a compliment? But thanks.
Rem's smile helped soften the stiffness in my heart. There's so much I don't know, but at least now I'm not dancing in the palm of someone's hand without realizing it.
I'd rather punch a hole in their palm with my clumsy dance moves.
That's the spirit. So what will you do?
I love it whenever their inner voice becomes their outer voice in the middle of a thought like that, because could you just picture sitting there, somebody's kind of like lost in thought, and they said, "I'd rather destroy their fist with my clumsy dance moves."
I feel bad for Ram and Julius, but I'll have to leave them to handle the plaza. We have other things we need to take care of.
What could that be?
I want to talk to Tiga.
Oh, but he was just with us earlier.
Yeah, but he ran off in a hurry, right? I want to talk to him about something that happened after that.
I remember seeing Tiga and Solemn facing each other and arguing. Tiga seemed to be disagreeing about something. And as a result, he angered Sakura and met his demise on the church floor, swarmed by mugs. I don't know his true intentions. Even if he were just pointing and laughing at me, if there's a chance that wasn't the case.
It's worth a try. But if he isn't on my side, we have to avoid getting seen by them. They have their guard up against me.
The main reason I died this time is probably because I've interfered with Sakura's plans so many times now. That made her rage and try to get rid of me.
I'm supposed to be capable and sharp? What a joke.
If I really were so capable, I would have had better control of the situation. I don't have any extraordinary abilities like that. I just cheat. But even then, I'm still so useless. I'm incompetent, powerless, reckless.
That's me. Subaru Nuts.
Yes, that is Subaru.
Rem, you're not supposed to agree to that. But whatever. Anyway, we can't be careless here. One wrong move, and we'll be fighting with Wolf again. That said, I don't have it in me to just march right into the church either. What should I do?
Huh? Oh, it's you guys.
Oh, it's Vel.
Funny seeing you in a place like this.
What?
What are you doing in a back alley like this anyway? You'll get mugged down to your birthday suit hanging out around here.
Felt? I'd ask you the same thing. What are you doing here?
What kind of question is that? Places like these are my backyard. If I want to walk around here, that's my business.
Miss Felt, I don't believe that is what Subaru meant.
Yeah. I'm sure he just wants me to be all prim and ladylike, like Reinhardt's always saying.
So we're gonna get Felt and maybe even Reinhardt's help?
If he wants such a well-mannered princess, he shouldn't have picked me in the first place. I'm me, and there's no way that's gonna change. So I'll come to the back alley if I want, damn it!
Oh,
See how that last part is related. But man, you're in a mood. Did something happen at the castle?
It was nothing. Just a bunch of self-important old geezers getting together and nagging me with boring crap.
Welcome, Mean Cow. Yep, this is, I'm very likely going to be the conclusion, because if we take a look at the flowchart, we start at day 7 on loop 5. There's not another, it won't let me go to another loop. And it only goes to day 9 on the side. So, we may finish tonight.
It pissed me off. So I came out here to blow off some steam.
Subaru, Miss Felt seems to be speaking of...
Yeah, the questioning at the castle. Just like Mealy, Felt's turn must have been today.
It seems that Felt's interrogation ended up happening at this timing because of the various schedule delays.
Because of that, we have to deal with a bad mood Felt.
Oh, what? You trying to piss me off too? It might be strange to say myself, but who knows what I'll do when I snap?
What a persuasive threat. But I don't have spare time to deal with you right now. Just walk around the back alley for a while. Wait, where's your guard? Didn't you hear about how dangerous it is to be out here?
That took a long time.
So, where is Reinhardt?
He's really busy, so he hasn't been around lately. I hear there have been fires all around the royal capital.
Oh. Hi again. Got a very fast-running Bab now.
Fires? Do you mean arson?
Yes. So he's been out dealing with those. It sounds like they're having a hard time catching the culprit, too. So, since he's gone, I get to go out and about as I please.
So, Solemn and Puka are starting fires around to keep the guard busy.
What? Don't give me that face. You know how fast I can run, right? I won't let any electors catch me.
Miss Felt, I apologize for being so direct, but you should make light of your opponents.
Ugh, don't lecture me. Why should I listen to someone lecturing me in my own yard?
Felt willfully ignores Rem's point, but at least now I can be sure of one thing. The culprits setting fires in the royal capital are probably Solemn and Puka. With Wolf's existence known, they've been forced to change their original plan. Now they're creating distractions for the guards and knights. It makes sense. If they
I
don't,
wouldn't be surprised if Reinhardt captured them easily.
in that case, the damage done here is because of me. I created this situation.
Everything is so depressing.
You worry too much. The fires have all been pretty small, and it seems no one's died from them yet.
That's...
A small mercy, considering everything else. I doubt it actually helps any. Puka's fire magic is immensely powerful. I know because I've been killed by it before. With that kind of firepower, if the fires are going out without any deaths, it means those two never intended to kill anyone.
No, that's stretching it a bit. Just calm down. I need to think this through logically. I can't be so optimistic about this.
I don't really get it, but is he okay muttering like this?
Yes, it's fine to let him mutter. Right now, Subaru is thinking about things as hard as he can.
Thanks for the reassurance. That's a pretty big expectation. Anyway,
I've made up my mind.
we'll stick to our previous plan. First, I want to talk to Tiga. I have to meet up with him to do that, but we can't go to the church without a plan. I think it'd be better if we spoke to him on his own.
Your story keeps jumping, so I can't keep up. But it sounds like you're pretty troubled. We've been on the front lines together. So if you've got something on your mind, I can offer you a good rate.
Lurk, lurk, lurk. Alright, well, have fun. Enjoy the lurk life.
I appreciate the sentiment, your intent to charge me aside. But even if I talk to you...
You okay?
Subaru?
I don't answer them as I contemplate deeply, my hand over my face. So even though he's standing like with his arms crossed, he's actually doing this. Could Felt's offer actually be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity?
It's too risky to go to the church right now. But if someone enters the church and calls Tiga outside for me...
Felt is a reliable and accomplished thief, so sneaking in somewhere should be easy for her. Of course, there's still some danger involved. Even if I support Felt's infiltration from the outside, I can't reduce the risk to 0. That would be too irresponsible of me. Involving Felt would be...
What? Did you just give up? Ha! Your face screams I'm right on the money.
Aw, come on, Miss Felt. What could you possibly mean?
Yay, my allowance!
There it is.
Thank you, Stream Dad. The bad thanks you. I wish I could remember the whole quote now. From my sister thanks you, my father thanks you, my brother thanks you, and I thank you.
Do you suck at playing dumb or what? And don't call me Miss Felt either. It's creepy. I can tell from that pathetic face of yours. People who just give up on something always have a dejected look on their face.
Felt.
So, out with it. Say what's been on your mind. Tell me everything. What you just thought of, and whatever you gave up on after thinking about it. I'll be the one to decide if I can handle it or not. Don't turn to me for help, then leave me high and dry.
Felt. You... yeah. Right. That's right.
What is?
I just thought how, even now, you really are a royal candidate. Anyway, I want to talk to Tiga, who's at the church. But I'm worried about sending myself or Rem inside. So it'd be really helpful if we could use your dexterity.
Miss Felt?
Huh? Oh yeah, I'm listening. I get what you want to do, but
Is it too dangerous?
that's not it. I have only one thing to say. This is really gonna cost you, you know?
Felt, does that mean...
I'd be super annoyed if you didn't think I could handle it or that you think I shouldn't. So, I'll help you out. In
Nice.
exchange... No, that's fine.
What? Tell me. I want to know. You've already said that much. Might as well tell me the rest.
Miss Felt, if this regards your compensation, please tell us what you want. Rem will pay for it, even if it takes a lifetime to do so.
I'm not asking for anything that drastic. It's just something I was thinking about. Since you're being so cautious of that Melty Girl's church, that must mean...
Yeah. But I can't say for sure yet.
I see. The sweets she gave me at that get-together were really good.
With that, Felt lightly tilts her head. I didn't say it outright, but she seems to get it. That I was sure Melty and her camp were the imposters, and that was why I was being so cautious.
Alright, guess I'll get ready then. You just need me to tell that foppish guy to come outside, right?
I get the foppish evaluation, but still.
What should I tell him? That you're calling for him?
Right. Let him know to meet me at the tavern in the shopping district. Actually,
With the situation as it is, it'd be weird for Felt to tell him to go somewhere, considering the possibility he'd be suspicious of her.
bestie.
What?
Tell him his bestie is calling for him. If you say that, he should be more willing to listen.
Bestie. That's a weird word. But whatever.
Our bestie, Tiga.
Anyway, I'll get it done.
Oh, now I get to run around and talk to people, and I need to talk to everybody multiple times. We should get Felt... What? We should get Felt to help us. I better hurry to the church. Alright, I'm gonna save it real quick. Because if I don't get enough talks...
Now saving.
I never even dreamed of suspecting Melty.
The more I think about it, the more absurd it seems. There's no reason to exclude Melty as a possible fate candidate. Yet I was convinced, without good reason, that Melty couldn't be an imposter.
Rem always doubted her.
What? Really? Was she really that shady?
No, but Rem is suspicious of every woman that grows close to Subaru.
Please don't smile while saying that. You're scaring me.
What was it that just got added? Arbitrary exclusion.
course, if their feelings are sincere for you, Rem would not get in the way. However, Rem will never allow others to manipulate you to their own will or to commit evil.
Oh, okay. Jeez, Rem. I guess that's reassuring.
Yeah, that's
Only
interesting.
one person is allowed to manipulate you, and it is Rem.
Good to know.
Okay. Wait, so it's okay for me to be manipulated as long as Rem's doing it? No, wait. Millie is the only one for me. What am I thinking?
Only one person.
No business in the alley.
I thought we were going to the church.
Oh, right.
Okay, church first. Sakura was pulling the strings. Still, I never thought that Solemn could actually be Wolf. It's hard for me to accept that the guy who helped a lost girl find her parents could be so evil, but that seems to be the case.
Either way, I need more information.
Sakura is undoubtedly connected to the witch cult.
Did you say bastard? What an odd way to refer to her. Don't get me wrong, I detest her too, you know. But Mother being a bastard just sounds so strange.
Wait, Mother?
However, my conversation with Sakura didn't go well.
Pedocuse I know was a man.
Maybe the witch cult has multiple factions that I simply don't know about. Also, I remember Sakura taking a particular interest in Russell. I think that was on my second cycle. When I, working as a spy for Cruce, brought up that I saw Russell, Sakura showed clear signs of interest. I had forgotten about him.
Got nothing to hide.
Russell Fellow.
Ah, me?
Yeah, that guy, the Merchant Guild dude. Huh.
It's pointless to dwell on it now. I need to act.
Moderation is the key to everything. Earning too much has its own problems. That's why moderation's important. Moderation, you hear? Moderation.
Alright, gotta talk to everybody to make sure we get all the stuff.
You want to know about that church? Let's see. I have a friend who is a devout follower. He says he'd risk his life for the nun. Why don't you go to the service? That nun is young and pretty, too. That alone makes it worth it. That nun is so...
Okay, the plaza and the church. Let's go to...
Subaru?
Of course.
Alright, talk to
Hey,
me.
hypothetically speaking, say a small fire broke out somewhere inside the church. What do you think would happen?
Well, I mean, I'm sure they'd go check it out.
Exactly. It would draw everyone's attention, which would weaken their patrols. Which I bet would make it easy for us to reach Smirkface.
You want me to commit arson?
Just talking hypothetically here. No one said you should start a fire, or that the best place would be the kitchen, since that's where fires usually start.
Didn't you just say that?
It doesn't have to be anything major. You just need to cause a little commotion. We could try a different idea, I suppose. How about a dragon carriage crashes into the chapel?
When would a dragon carriage do something so crazy?
Like I said, it could be whatever. All we need is a small distraction. I'll leave it up to you.
Okay.
You got my back.
Alright, well, I got a fair
Okay.
bit.
I'm counting on you, Felt.
Yep, you can leave it to me.
I got a fair bit of information.
All right, we're about to get Tiga's attention. Any questions?
So I need to sneak into the church and say you're waiting for him at the tavern?
That's right. Tell him that his bestie is waiting at the tavern. Try not to alarm him, though. Also, we don't want anybody catching us making contact with Tiga. Especially Sakura. She can't catch us red-handed.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that why you're helping us out?
Of course. I'll do whatever I can to support you. So, once you make it inside the church, I'll head to the tavern and wait for Tiga's arrival.
I figured most of it out. But this Sakura lady is their boss, right?
Yeah. I can't go into detail, but that sounds about right.
But this Tiga dude is on our side, right?
We don't know. Not yet.
Huh? What did you say?
I said, we don't know if Tiga is an ally or not. That's why I want to talk to him face to face in order to find out.
Hold on. You don't even know if that foppish guy is our friend or not? Isn't this a bit too dangerous?
That's exactly it, Felt. It's not too late. You can still back out if you don't want in.
And if I
Yay,
did,
recklessness.
what would you do then?
Rem and I will try to make contact with Tiga.
That is right. I will do my best for you, Subaru.
Ha! Give me a break. There's no way you guys can pull this off on your own. Also, it seems very likely that this Tiga dude is a friend. Otherwise, why would you want to talk to him?
That's right. I think there's a good chance that he'll agree to help us.
If you talk to him, do you think a lot of things will clear up?
Yeah. I feel like we'll start to see things better that way, including their situation.
Good.
So what's your plan?
Good for that.
How are you gonna back me up while I sneak into the church?
The real question is how to draw Sakura's attention.
Not just this Sakura lady. We can't get caught by the guards patrolling the church grounds either.
Yeah, that's true. If we get caught by one of the guards, we'll report to Sakura anyway.
If the Smirk Boy is in fact on our side, that means from Sakura's point of view, they are enemies. We can't let the guards or Sakura find out for the sake of this Tiga guy too.
Right. Both Tiga and Melty seem like they're reluctantly serving Sakura due to something else. If Sakura finds out that Tiga talked with us, they both could be in deep trouble. Even their lives could be at risk.
Their lives are in danger?
Well, Tiga's life is in danger. Melty's sanity is the only thing that's a threat.
If it comes to it.
Threat.
Yeah.
In fact, Sakura has killed me before, and Tiga. And even Melty were killed at any moment. I'm not sure what that's supposed to say exactly, but I think it's even Melty could have been killed at any moment.
Subaru?
Oh, sorry. Just recalled a bad memory. But I'm fine now. Sorry to make you worry.
Subaru.
Anyway, getting back on track. It looks like we need to be very careful about making contact with Tiga.
Yeah, I know. Which is why you're gonna need to draw their attention.
Alright, let's go ahead and make another quick save. I think I got all the info. I shouldn't have.
I shall
overwritten
record
that.
this.
Oh well.
A way to get both Sakura and the guards' attention.
Subaru, what should Rem do? There must be something Rem can do to help.
Yeah, you're right. There is something you can do, Rem.
Why don't you go and distract that Sakura lady for us? Just say whatever, doesn't matter what. You'll help out a ton if you keep her attention.
Understood. Rem will distract Miss Sakura so that Miss Felt can sneak in unseen.
Okay, let's use a signal. When I signal, you go talk to Sakura and distract her. We're counting on you, Rem.
Yes.
As long as Rem can distract her, I think we can get past Sakura.
That leaves us to deal with the guards.
There are a few tried and true methods for this type of situation, but what should we do? Fired up and observant, set things on fire. Cheap tricks, everything in moderation, knock stuff over.
Gotta think about this.
Fire or knock things over? Burn this motherfucker down? Sure.
I guess starting a small fire could work. Not only can we distract them, but it would also buy us time as they'd have to put out the fire.
I like that plan. A small fire would make things a lot easier for us.
Alright then. If I find something flammable, I'll light it up and start a small fire.
Counting on you. But be careful out there.
By the way, Subaru, what shall I say in order to keep Miss Sakura distracted? Rem has no idea what to talk about.
Oh, right. It'd be smart to prepare a topic to talk with Sakura about. It's too risky to try and wing it.
We don't need to keep her attention for too long. As long as you can distract her for just a little bit, we'll be set.
But
Well, I guess it's easier for you if we picked a topic first. Right, Rem?
Yes, it would be best to pick a topic beforehand.
Did you get that? We need to pick a topic beforehand. Regarding Russell? Or the mysterious masked man?
I think...
Let's go with regarding Russell. Mostly because I want to know more.
Why not talk about Russell?
Russell? Do you mean Mr. Russell Fellow? The representative of the Merchant Guild?
Yeah, Sakura should be interested in a conversation about him.
I see. But how do you know about Mr. Russell Subaru?
Great question. I met Russell during my second cycle, so obviously Rem in this cycle wouldn't know about it.
Well, I just happened to hear something about him. Apparently, Russell has been visiting Cruchet's mansion lately. Think about it. That's the representative of the Royal Capital's Merchant Guild we're talking about. How could Sakura not be interested in that?
Mr. Russell is a prominent figure of the Royal Capital. Even if it is a rumor, she will be curious about the relationship between Miss Cruchet and Mr. Russell. You are right. Rem believes
There we
that
go.
topic will keep Miss Sakura distracted.
Hold up. Do we really need to go this far? Honestly, you could just talk about any random, benign subject instead of bringing up something rather complicated.
Still, I don't think we can even begin to distract her if the conversation doesn't sound genuine. Don't you think we should come up with at least a relevant topic to keep her attention on our conversation with Rem?
It would be weird if Rem just kind of walked up and said, "Hey, nice weather we're having, please talk with me for a little bit."
I see what you mean. Well, I barely know this Sakura lady to begin with. I guess we should go with your gut instinct.
All right, I guess that's decided, Rem. Try talking to Sakura about Russell.
Understood. Rem will try bringing up Mr. Russell with Miss Sakura.
Okay, that's enough talking for now.
But I had
I'm ready when you are.
all of the options for once.
If you're good to go, then I have nothing else to say.
Well then,
Right. Let the infiltration mission begin. Felt, Rem, stick to the plan.
Yeah! Let's go burn down the church. Don't take that out of context. Go ahead and do another save.
Saving!
I only have 2 of the briefing bonuses, though. That's interesting. Get felt in contact with Tiga, failed if a specific number of phases pass, get caught by Sakura or the guards, or Subaru dies. Start a fire, talk about Russell.
Now what? Damn, it's locked.
calm
course it is.
down. One of the guards should have the key. If you distract them for a bit, I can snatch it from them while they're not looking.
Alright.
All clear.
Nothing to report.
Whoa. So... Okay. Do I need to talk to Rem?
Subaru, you should go in from the door to the right and support Miss Felt.
Got it. The door...
I'm counting.
I'm getting nowhere. I might have to just go ahead and restart.
Subaru, you should.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to restart at this point. Because I can't seem to find...
If we can distract...
I'm supposed to distract the guards, but I don't know how. Yeah, I mean, it's only telling me about 2 things I can do. Oh. Alright. I'm gonna try burning on the other side. Because it's the last turn. But if I can get it to... Okay, so the only place that I can do a fire is right next to that gate. You may restart right before the briefing.
Where are you returning to?
To the mission. Alright. Now I know how to start it, at least. I'm sorry, that just didn't make sense. I could not. I tried interacting with the gate and it didn't work.
Now what? Damn.
Okay, so I have to
All
talk
clear.
to her.
Nothing to report.
Guards do their thing. Now I start a fire. What do you mean it's pointless to do this on a door? Where else am I gonna do it? Like, it's not being very clear as to what I'm supposed to do. I can't do anything on this side because the guard is standing there. And it won't let me go out here at all.
Hey there! Security!
Are you kidding me? Alright, let's reload it. Now I see what I'm supposed to do. Wow. I'm supposed to talk to the door. I feel so stupid. Okay.
Now what?
Alright. Check the door. They talk about distractions. The guards do their thing. She jumps over. And now I yell
Hey
at the
there!
guards.
Security!
What's wrong? Did you see something?
That's right. I saw a suspicious shadow.
A shadow?
Yeah, there was a suspicious dark shadow that was trying to sneak into the church.
No, that can't be. I haven't seen such a shadow.
I see. Was that just my imagination then? I apologize. I must be tired and seeing things.
Well, that happens. If you're tired, you should go home early and rest.
You're right. I'll do just that.
Yay!
Hey, use this.
There we go. Now I've got the key. And with the key,
Use
I
the
can
key here.
sneak in.
Nothing over here.
Am I gonna get caught if I start a fire here?
Right? Let's try lighting this on fire. Please work. Good, it's burning. This'll cause a commotion.
Okay, he runs away automatically.
Why is there a fire? Put it out quick before it spreads.
Fire? Put it out! Now! Nothing to report.
Psh.
Oh,
Okay. What can I do here?
hey, that girl's in the way.
Right, but Rem should be on her way to draw our attention. Let's get through when we have the chance.
Okay.
Nothing over here.
Rem, why aren't you doing anything?
Sorry, Rem, but it looks like Felt can't make a move because Sakura is standing right in front of the door. Can you go talk to Sakura and distract her for a bit?
Understood. Rem will go
There
talk
we
to Miss
go.
Sakura.
Good. I'm counting on you, Rem.
Nothing to report.
Wow, she got
Miss
some
Sakura.
distance. There we go.
My bad.
Alright, now I just have to distract one more guard.
Nothing over here.
Oh, hello, Rem. What's the matter?
I apologize. Subaru asked Rem to talk to you, Miss Sakura.
Oh, Subaru did? And what would this be about?
It's about Mr. Russell.
Russell. By Russell, you mean the Merchant Guild leader?
Yes, that Russell. It seems Mr. Russell has been visiting Miss Cruchet's mansion quite frequently.
Huh. The Merchant Guild leader visiting Cruchet's mansion. Rem, is there anything else about that you can tell me?
Yes, there is much to tell you. Rem has been instructed by Subaru to seek your opinion on the matter.
Smooth. Okay. I think I've got to get around this guard.
We're almost there.
Yeah. Let's get this over with, but let's not be too hasty, right?
Of course. This is the tricky part. Let's be careful.
Nothing to report.
That door looks so teeny.
Hey,
Okay.
who's there? What are you doing here?
I got lost, that's what. Oh, but I remember now. I'm all set. Anyway, see you.
Can't let a suspicious guy like you walk around without some vetting. So you're coming with me. I must report you to Miss Sakura.
Okie dokie.
Subaru is okay. He and I ask that you both leave for today. Understood. If that is what Subaru requests, then Rem will go home.
Yeah, I guess there's no point in sticking around here if that's what he said.
And then I die.
Why did you try to sneak into the church, Subaru?
Maybe open the gate. Yeah, I thought of that after.
I wasn't trying to sneak in. I just came to play.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, of course, Sakura.
Well, unfortunately, I don't believe you. What are you hiding? You know, It'll be best if you just tell me everything.
Will it? You're gonna kill me anyway, aren't you?
Yay, psychopath.
You're right. It looks like you know a little too much, Subaru. So I need you to die.
The text says that so I can't leave you alive. You didn't do your line right.
However, you can still decide if you die painlessly or not. If you tell me the truth, I'll give you a painless death.
Bugs. I'm completely surrounded by grotesque critters. My gag reflex kicks in. My stomach becoming so stuffed with bugs that I explode. I remember that moment all too well.
Oh, you have quite the imagination, Subaru. You shall die exactly how you're imagining it. Oh, the little monowasps can't wait to fill your belly, Subaru.
You're insane.
I'll take that as a compliment. So, what will it be? Will you tell me everything?
Are you kidding me? I'll never tell you. I'm going to die anyway. With or without suffering doesn't make much of a difference to me. More importantly, though, are you gonna be okay failing to get answers out of me? Your scary mother is gonna punish you for this, right? Sucks to be you.
Oh boy.
Enough. Watch your tongue.
Pushing her buttons to try to get info.
Well, it's all too late now. Goodbye, Subaru.
At the snap of Sakura's fingers, the wriggling creatures make their way into my mouth.
I'm sorry for those of you who just got over the trauma of dying last week.
You want to throw up, do you? Too bad. Come on, eat up.
Over and over, the so-called monowasps slide into my mouth. It's just like that other time. My desperate protests fail as the bugs make their way down my esophagus and into my stomach. Damn it. This isn't how things were supposed to go. Where did I go wrong? Couldn't I have done this better? The silver lining is that I didn't get Tiga and Melty involved this time. But that's just useless consolation if I'm unable to do something about Sakura.
Well, had your fun yet? Because your insides are about to burst. You're gonna die, Subaru.
In Sakura's words, my body bursts from the inside. My consciousness completely cuts off at that moment.
Ugh. That particular
Okay,
kind of
I think
death.
that's enough talking for now. I'm ready to go anytime.
Okay.
Come on now.
I feel nauseated. That sickening sensation still lingers in my mouth, down my throat, all the way to my stomach.
Subaru, what's the matter?
You alright, man? You look really pale.
Subaru!
My vision blurs. I can barely stand. Before I know it, I'm on my knees.
Subaru, here's some water.
Thanks, Rem. You helped me earlier, too.
Yes, I did hand you some water earlier. So, are you not feeling well after all? If you cannot drink right now, Rem will do her best caring for you.
Oh,
He's
that's
afraid
good.
of being taken care of by her, I guess.
See? I can drink. Maybe you can take care of me some other time.
There's no need to hold back. Please allow me to.
What the heck am I being forced to watch here? If you don't need me to sneak into the church to meet up with that guy, I'm gonna go. Seems like you're not feeling real well and have bigger things to worry about anyway.
Wait, hold on. I'm fine. Let's get to the plan. How far are we into the conversation again?
Huh? What are you talking about? We just need to put it into action now. We're done talking. At the very least, I'm not interested in any more chit-chat. So if you don't mind, we should get a move on.
Yeah, that's fine. I have nothing to add either.
I do like that there are special dialogues whenever
I
you
am
do
ready as well.
die.
If Subaru is feeling fine, I believe we should take action.
Thanks for caring, Rem. I'm totally fine now. So, let's start our infiltration mission. Felt, Rem, let's proceed as planned. I failed. Damn, I think.
Calm down. What if you distract them for a bit?
Okay.
All clear.
So we know what to do in the first few
Nothing to
turns. Felt some position.
Hey
Get
there!
the guard's attention.
What's
We
wrong?
That's
talk
right.
about suspicious shadows. She steals the key.
Yeah.
Well, that...
Guard goes back. Get the key.
Hey, use this.
Gate key. Okay. In we go.
Nothing over here.
Distract the first guards.
Alright, let's try lighting this on fire. Good, it's burning.
Why is there a...
Oh, fire!
Fire?
Fire!
Nothing to report.
Okay. Felt moves up to the next spot.
Sorry, Rem, but it looks like Felt can't make. Can you go?
Understood.
Alright. Bought us another. That did buy us an extra turn.
Nothing over here.
Miss Sakura.
Alright, get them talking about Russell.
My bad.
We run around, and now we just have to get past this last guard.
Nothing to report.
Oh, hello.
It's Russ. Yeah, there it.
Let's see, I'm gonna make a save right here, just because I think I've
shall
done
record
everything
this.
right to this point.
Hey, who's there?
Alright. And then we reload. I think I know what I gotta
Which
do.
one are we using this time?
So, I just need the guard looking the other direction. So if I talk to Felt, that'll end the turn.
We're almost.
They're doing
Nothing
their
over
thing.
here.
He turns. She's doing her thing. Felt you should be able to keep going if we distract the guards with this. Yep, you were right.
Door's open. Is anyone there?
Um... Go ahead and make a save.
I will write it down.
Okay.
Did the door open on its own? Weird.
Thank you for the valuable information, Rem. But it's hard to comment with so little to go on. You said he visits frequently. But how frequently are we talking here? Every day? Once in a few days? Once a week? These details matter a lot. Moreover, has this started only recently, or has this been going on for a while? That changes the story. I know this isn't what you want to hear, but honestly, there's not much I can say about it without more details.
I apologize for only having vague information.
Don't worry. I'm sorry too, for not being able to give you any solid opinions.
I love that Subaru is visible just like right there in the corner. It looks like chat is over top of him a little bit, but...
Well, did you have anything else to discuss today?
No, thank you for your time.
Rem, Felt made it inside. Let's leave everything to her. We should get out of here.
Yes.
Understood.
Let's discuss
We shall
this
count on
right
Miss
next to
Felt.
Sakura.
So, are you heading to the tavern?
Yeah, I'll head to the tavern like we planned, but you shouldn't come with me, Rem.
Subaru?
I know you're worried, but this time I think I should go alone. It'll be easier to keep his guard down if you aren't there, Rem. I hope you understand.
But if something were to happen to you...
There's no need to worry. At least, I think it'll play out that way. Besides, we got Felt to help us too. We can't afford to come home empty-handed. I'm sure he'll talk to us. Besides, he's not the type to hurt a weak person like me.
Very well, Subaru. If you insist, Rem will not accompany you.
Thanks, Rem.
I'm counting on you, Felt. I'll be waiting at the tavern.
Nothing to report.
Oh, and
Something's
Tegan.
going on outside. Do we have an intruder?
Hey, man!
Felt? What are you doing here?
Don't sweat the details, we don't have much time. I'll just cut to the chase. Your bestie, was it? Anyway, a so-called friend is waiting at the tavern.
My friend? Oh, you mean Subaru. Is Subaru waiting for me at the tavern?
Uh-huh. He says he wants to talk to you one-on-one.
One-on-one?
Yes, so don't tell Sakura about this. Can you sneak out without getting caught?
Sure thing. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, Tiga! Everyone around the tavern is merry, but my mind is full of panic and tension. Did I screw up? Can I say I did my best to support her? If something happens to Felt, nothing I could do could ever make amends. It would be irredeemable. Or irremediable. Irremediable? I've never seen that word before. Of course, Felt would claim she chose this on her own and that it's her responsibility, but... Gender-bent Koichi? Yeah, you're not wrong. I didn't really think about that.
Please, Felt.
Two new figures appear at the tavern entrance, and they're exactly who I've been waiting for.
Hey, over here!
Oh,
Looks like he did as he said. Alright, go do whatever it is you need to do.
yes. Miss Felt, thank you very much.
I don't know what'll happen, but live strong, alright? That goes for you too, Subaru.
Her voice carries over the noise of the tavern, and Felt waves her hand at me. Then she turns around and leaves. I nearly give the sight of her heroic back a round of applause. To be honest, I've been contemplating having her present for this too, but...
While she looks cute, she really is a royal selection candidate. I was overwhelmed.
I feel the same way. I was totally overcome.
The kingdom's future looks bright.
I'd be terrified if every one of the candidates was like her, though.
Considering Felt's shamelessness and sticky fingers, it's a scary prediction for the future.
Now then, what did you want to talk about? I doubt this is a simple invitation to dinner, bestie.
Yeah, I'm glad you came. To be honest, I was a little anxious you wouldn't.
Huh. That's not at all like you. We're good friends, aren't we? Hey, Subaru?
For starters, have a seat. Then we'll talk.
Oh boy.
Got it. This does seem to be rather important after all.
Tia sits down next to me and we casually order something from the menu. When our order arrives, we raise our glasses. With that, I'm ready to talk. I'd thought out of what to start with, went over several preambles, but I decided to cut right to the chase instead. That is...
The imposter is Melty, isn't it?
The moment I get to the heart of the matter, the air around Tiga changes. It's quiet and tense, and the air in the tavern seems to turn dry, but most importantly, I hear the faint sound of his sword click against its sheath.
Oh, good. I thought you would cut me down right away.
It's still early enough in our conversation to assume I misheard you. Also, you went out of your way to call for me, and you even waited here all by yourself. I want to take this all in good faith.
Still with his hand on his sword, Tiga closes one eye and shrugs. He could see that I'm alone within the bustle of the tavern. Not even Rem accompanied me.
It took a lot to convince Rem not to come with me.
When I told her I'd meet with Tiga alone, Rem was greatly opposed to the idea. She had assisted me with the plan to call Tiga out here, and I had her help send Felt into the church. But when I said I didn't want her to come to the actual meeting, I expected her to protest. However...
If Rem were here with me, you wouldn't let your guard down this much, would you?
What? Did Miss Anastasia train you in the art of negotiation? You acted similarly with the caravan.
Being an apprentice under the tutelage of the head of the Hoshin Company? Yeah, no thanks. If I said anything more, I'd probably have to pay a licensing fee for using the Hoshin name.
Yes, she would be quite demanding. Still, though, Subaru, was your earlier remark said in earnest? I won't overlook it a second time.
Tiga narrows his eyes and asks me again. He's giving me an unspoken warning as a friend that I can still turn back, but I shake my head.
Unfortunately, I can't back down here. My understanding of the situation is pretty solid now.
So you think Mel is the imposter?
Yeah. And I know about a lot of what you're plotting. And about Solemn, too.
Once again, I don't beat around the bush. Tiga goes quiet and looks, and a look of careful consideration shines in his eyes. Despite the silence between us, the atmosphere of the tavern doesn't change. Within the alcohol-scented atmosphere, I only hear Tiga's breathing as he thinks. It feels like if I focus hard enough, I might even be able to feel his heartbeat. After a long, long while, the silence breaks.
It would seem asking you how you learn of all this is pointless. Especially if you know about Solemn. I have nothing else to hide.
I see.
Tiga's remark pretty much confirms he's involved in backing the fake candidate. I knew as much, but actually hearing him say it weighs heavier on my mind than I imagined. The reality that Tiga, Solemn, Puka, and Melty are my enemies wound my heart more than I thought it would. He probably didn't expect me to have this reaction, but...
However, let me say just one thing. This isn't something Mel is doing because she wants to.
My bitterness must have shown quite clearly on my face, because Tiga speaks as though to console me. His claim isn't to defend himself or his action. He desires to keep Melty's thoughts or position from being misjudged.
Mel would never harm a fly, much less kill someone. I assure you that most of what she said is the truth. Her relation with you and Miss Amelia is genuine. Of course, I doubt you would believe such convenient stories at this point.
No. I believe you.
Huh?
I said I believe you. Every word of it.
I answered Tiga's desperate appeal without hesitation. It didn't sound like he was just trying to justify things, nor did I get any inclination that he's just making excuses. That's why I want to believe that Melty is exactly the girl she makes herself out to be, that Tiga cares for her from the bottom of his heart.
I know Melty is capable of hurting anyone. That goes for you too, right?
I wouldn't say that. I'd do anything for Mel's sake. I always have.
Come on, just go with the flow here. Jeez, don't be so uptight all the time.
Sorry. It's a bad habit of mine, but...
Yeah?
Thank you.
Sure.
After our first round of refreshments, non-alcoholic of course, we finally dived into the main subject. It's pointless doubting Tiga's true intentions now. All we can do is speak openly, drop all pretenses, and just believe each other.
Anyway, let me start over. Why are you doing something like this? Did Sakura put you up to it?
So you even know that much. This may be weird coming from me, but it should have been impossible to see through her.
Oh, she definitely had me for a while there. I only noticed when... well, it was just chance.
That's quite some luck.
Whose orders does Sakura follow? Is the whole Transcendent Dragon Church guilty?
Hang on, slow down. I know you have a lot you want to ask me, but I don't have time to answer it all.
Don't have time?
Slipping out like this was already tough enough. No one suspected anything since Miss Felt asked me to do this, but the atmosphere at the church has... Simply put, Sakura has been quite on edge recently. I just hope nothing is happening now.
Don't tell me you were tailed.
No, I don't think so. Her trust hasn't completely waned after all.
What do you mean? In you and Melty?
No, not quite. She only trusts that Mel and I are too bound by fear and weak of heart to oppose her.
It's a seriously awful kind of trust.
Thinking back on Sakura's vicious personality, I get where Tiga is coming from. She's the very embodiment of sadism. Sakura is supposedly stewing in her anger at the church right now, all because of me. When she captured me, there were already hints she was suspicious of me. She was trying to prevent me from making moves even then. All because I kept spoiling her plans. Her anger toward me has just been building. Even tonight, her attempt to send Solemn to capture me will fail, and her rage will boil over.
That means I won't be able to confront her anymore.
Not that I ever want to see her again. If I did, I'd rather it be in court.
For that reason, I can't arouse any suspicion on us. So I'll be brief with my answers. First, as to who Sakura is given orders from. I've only ever overheard these conversations, but it's someone called Mother.
Mother, huh?
I make a disgusted face and mutter. It's painful to even think about, but I recall that just before one of the most awful deaths I've ever suffered, Sakura said the same thing. Mother. That's the enemy mastermind, but from the sound of it, I highly doubt that person is Betelgeuse.
Just to be sure, do you think Sakura has relations with the witch cult?
The witch cult? That sounds pretty out there. As far as I know, I at least have never suspected Sakura of being a witch cultist. Though, I do understand your concern, given how awful her personality is.
I see. That's fine. Let's put that on hold for now then. Is there anything else you can tell me?
I don't know anything about this Mother person. However, I know she isn't affiliated with the Transcendent Dragon Church.
What makes you so sure?
Okay.
I once snuck into the Council's headquarters. I did a little digging of my own, so that's why I think that.
Do you mean the Council of the Church? You did that alone?
Unfortunately, there was nobody else I could trust. While I know this sounds bad, Mel is no exception.
You don't trust Melty? How can that...
That's just how it has to be. This matter runs deeper than it seems on the surface. I did everything I could to try to escape their hands. Infiltrating the Council was part of that. Without knowing who our enemies are, I'd have no idea who or what to fight against. That's why
You've been fighting alone this whole time.
After I finish his sentence, Tiga gives a deep, silent nod of acknowledgement. There's a weight to it that shows just how much he's endured, more than words can express. So much time fighting alone, all to save Melty, the one he loves.
It must have been tough.
Tiga's eyes widen at my words of encouragement. It may be presumptuous, maybe even condescending or hurtful, but I was saved by similar words. After working desperately, my heart about to crumble under hopeless distress.
It must have been tough.
Such a brief remark, but it saved me. I know firsthand.
it's too early to speak in past tense. None of this is over yet.
You're so gruff. You can always borrow my lap and cry your heart out if you need to.
As if anyone would do something so embarrassing.
Actually, there was. Someone did exactly that at one point.
Well, there's no need for me to go into detail about it.
Anyway, I got it. From your point of view, the church probably isn't the enemy. It's just being used by Sakura. Rather, to be more precise, it's that mother person pulling all the strings. They're our real enemies.
And Wolf. Wolf is our enemy. This fact can't be changed.
Wait, Tiga, but Wolf's true identity is...
Right. They're exactly who you're thinking of. Solemn is Wolf, and he's borrowing Puka's power.
And he's Melty's older brother.
Hang on, you even know that? Seriously, how did you uncover all this? Are you going to say you know my mother's name too?
Don't tease me like that. It's painful to hear. I want you to talk about this seriously.
Okay. So... Oh, what was this one? Spear darts. So we now have Wolf's identity, which we already knew. He has 2 personalities. That explains that kind side. What was the other one that I... Oh well.
As you said, Mel and Solemn are siblings. They've always gotten along well, ever since they were kids. Mel relies on Solemn for so much. I felt a sense of opposition toward him, childish as I was.
So you've known her since then too. You really are childhood friends.
You're right about that. Childhood friends. The day I wandered into that village, into Faradar, we've been together ever since.
Tiga has a longing look in his eyes. Faradar. That's where Melty said she's from. So Melty, Tiga, and Solemn left their homeland and are now participating in the royal selection. All by falsely claiming Melty's right to the throne, a right she doesn't even want.
Why? Why was Melty made to do this? Why her of all people? I mean, she's not very good at deceiving people, so I imagine she'd blow the lid on everything pretty quickly.
Mel is awful at telling lies, after all.
Too pure. Tiga smiles faintly, as if in agreement. Then, after suddenly turning serious...
Mel and Solemn are from a tribe that has possessed a special power for generations.
A special power? Is that related to what Solemn hides under the bandages on his hands?
You've seen his bare hands. Well, no point in asking about that now. Yeah, it's his hands that matter more. Under his bandages, he hides the power of the evil eyes.
Evil eyes.
The evil eyes? I voice the words aloud, then I suddenly get it. The eyes I saw in Solemn/Wolf's hands. I know evil eyes can absorb mana from an opponent. A power he was born with, a special ability possessed by his tribe.
Wait, so if both of them come from the same special tribe, does that mean Melty has them too?
No. She has something far more exceptional. The power she was blessed with is monumental. That's what Sakura and her mastermind are after. Melty has the evil eye of indoctrination.
Oh, mind control. Hello. Yes.
There's a camera on.
Yep, the camera is on.
Yes, they can hear you.
Come on.
Hi.
Say hi to MX Trooper.
Yeah.
Alright, buddy.
Hold on, you have one of those?
Yeah, it's because it's my stream. But I can't use the channel points for everything myself.
Oh. His name's Airwig. Yeah, Airwig.
Go by Aerodon on stream.
Airwig.
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 Hey. Alright, sorry about that little interruption. But Melty has the power of mind control.
Indoctrination? Wait, what?
It's as you'd imagine, Subaru. It's a power that makes people more susceptible to her. That's her evil eye of indoctrination. Kind of a funny thing, huh? But it's nothing to laugh at. Submitting people to favor you is a force to reckon with.
That's right.
All I can do is nod along to Tiga's point. Indoctrination. What an intense power to make someone like you unconditionally like that. So it's really funny because I didn't know the word indoctrination until Mass Effect happened. And I still love the indoctrination theory for the events of Mass Effect 3. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with it. But it makes the ending so much better. Just to pretend it's a smarter, more, much more well thought out and clever ending than it actually is. People already have a hard time hurting those they like. Forcing them to be kind and accommodating regardless of the situation is truly frightening.
The evil eye of indoctrination activates when Mel touches someone. So as soon as someone takes her hand in theirs, for example, they're already under her spell.
So that's why...
Memories resurface in the back of my mind. After Melty had taken my hand and smiled at me, there was an unnatural change, an inability to suspect her. Right as I started my search for the fake, I removed her from my suspect list without question. That was why. And seeing how it even happened to me...
How many people? Even the ones who inspected her dragon insignia to see if it was real.
They could have already been afflicted if they came in contact with her beforehand.
My mouth hangs open at the thought of such power. Indoctrination is more menacing than the name suggests. It's similar to brainwashing, manipulating one's heart, making others follow you blindly, even having them lie for you.
That explains why they value Mel so much, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's a ridiculous power.
I've heard the evil eye of indoctrination is quite a legendary power, even among Mel's tribe. The last time it manifested in someone was hundreds of years ago. In the ancient past, someone had the same evil eye. They ended up doing a lot more harm than good.
That's chilling.
With just a glance, they could take someone's life.
That's really chilling!
I should say it's fortunate that Melty's isn't that extreme, but it's still a serious threat.
That's why Sakura won't let go of Melty. Can't you guys do something about Sakura with that power, though? If nobody can resist it.
That'd be hard. Sakura is cautious around Mel, after all. Getting Mel to touch her would be difficult. But even then, it's not like Mel can defy Sakura in the first place.
She can't defy her?
I told you, Mel has the power of the evil eye. But did you notice them at all?
Wouldn't they have something to do with her actual eyes? Wait, Solemn's were on his hands.
I'm not familiar with the concept of evil eyes in the first place. Judging from Tiga's explanation, it seems like they appear somewhere else on the body.
I guess I wouldn't know where hers would be. If she's hiding them under her clothes, then I wouldn't want to check to confirm.
I'd never let you get that frisky with her anyway. But your thought process is correct. They were originally on her hands, just like Solemn's.
But not anymore, right? I've seen her hands up close several times now.
She had also touched me, but I never saw anything suspicious. Her hands were smooth and bare.
It's like they've been erased, or rather, they're hidden somehow. If her evil eyes were visible, everyone would know of the power she holds. That'd just be an inconvenience.
You say they were hidden, but aren't they part of her body? How could they be?
It's apparently Mother's doing. This Mother can use magic to distort one's body. Or, not quite. I don't think that's it. It's something more foreign. Whatever it was, Mother used it to reconstruct Mel's body. As a result, Mel's evil eyes were hidden. And it doesn't stop there.
There's more?
Mel isn't able to eat with that body.
Huh?
For the umpteenth time tonight, I gasp in astonishment. This is far beyond anything I ever expected. Her body had been reconstructed to hide her evil eyes. That alone is shocking enough to raise my eyebrows at. And yet...
She was made unable to eat. What exactly does that mean?
Just as it sounds. Mel's throat, the passage for food to pass through, has been blocked.
Passage for food? Do you mean the esophagus?
I'm not great with the structure of the human body, but I studied some anatomy in health class and whatnot. I remember seeing side profiles of the human mouth and throat back in school, part of a mandatory class I had to take.
It's strange. They blocked off her throat, but she can breathe just fine. Sakura's even boasted about the marvel of it all.
It seems that here, healing magic advanced instead of medicine, so human anatomy isn't common knowledge. The organ that delivers oxygen to the lungs may be connected to the mouth like the esophagus, but its function is completely different. I know explaining all this won't give him any comfort, though.
That reminds me. Before...
When I brought Rem's baked goods to the church as a gift, Melty had an unusual reaction. That's because she can't eat in front of people. She can't show it, so she had no choice but to respond like that.
But if she can't eat, how's she getting by? Don't tell me they turn her back before each meal, then change her when she's done.
It's nothing that intense. They have a certain insect that they utilize.
Insect?
They're called mana wasps. But I don't know much about them. I think Mother created them. Those bugs are what Mel feeds on. The bugs use their stingers to directly inject mana stored within their bodies into Mel.
That's horrifying.
It's hell. The same was done to me before, but I couldn't endure it.
Bugs and meals by injection? I'm sure it's something like an intravenous drip, but it's still a terrifying thought. That mass of bugs that killed me in the church, they swarm onto Melty to feed her, poking their stingers all over her body. She goes through that hellish torture every day.
It's unforgivable.
Yes. I'll never forgive them for what they're doing to her. Or myself, for allowing it to go on for so long.
Tiga, to be honest, there's nothing I can say. Your experience is too harsh for me to even talk like I can understand.
That's fine. It would be far worse if you experienced something similar and could sympathize with me.
Oh, right. What about you? You've done all this for Melty, so are you affected by her evil eye too?
No, it's nothing like that. Her evil eye of indoctrination doesn't affect me. And that's not the only thing. My body can't be interfered with by any outside influences. It's something I was born with. Whether it be a magical enhancement or impairment, I'm unaffected by it all.
So he's just magic. He just doesn't exist in the magic sphere. That's kind of interesting. By outside influences.
That goes for both my body and mind. So
that's it. That's why you weren't affected by Amelia's recognition obstruction robe.
Recognition obstruction robe?
The white robe she usually wears. It's magically infused to hide the wearer's identity. So when we first met...
Ah, right. I saw her as herself. I see. So that's what tipped you off. That's why you suspected me from the start.
It certainly caught my attention, but I never really suspected you of anything back then. I wonder why. I think right from the start, I felt like we would get along well.
Aren't you an embarrassing fellow, Subaru?
Quiet. Anyway, is that thing of yours a divine protection?
That's right. The divine protection of insensitivity. It doesn't sound cool, so I don't like bringing it up.
Divine protection of insensitivity. Yeah, it really is a lame name.
Quiet, you.
Does Melty know about it?
She doesn't. I haven't told Mel.
Can I ask why?
Simple, really. I don't have it in me to tell her. And Mel doesn't really trust too many people.
Understandable.
It doesn't sound like her.
But it's true. She only trusts those she's touched who are under the effect of her evil eye. Not because she wants to, but because that's the way she was raised.
Oh. Tiga almost spits out the words, and I grimace hearing them. I feel like I get it. It's hard to think about what it would be like to live without the abilities you possess now, especially if you've had them since birth. While I wasn't born with it, if I didn't have my return by death ability, would I really understand anything going on? I certainly wouldn't have come to this tavern for a meal like this with Tiga today.
It's about time. It'll be suspicious if I stay longer.
Just let me ask one more thing. You all obey Sakura because you want to save Melty, right?
That is Solemn's and my ultimate goal. As for Wolf and Puka, I'm not sure what they're after.
If I come up with a way to fix her throat, Would you guys ally yourselves with us?
You can do something like that?
I don't know. But I'll think of a way.
I see. But yeah, if you can make that a reality, I could ally with you guys. However...
After parting with Tiga, I leave the tavern and look up at the sky. A strangely cold wind blows through the night, and Tiga's voice echoes in my head.
If we fight alongside you, that doesn't guarantee Mel's safety. I can't imagine she'd comply much, knowing that she's the only hostage left. It won't be enough to save Mel. Unless we knew for sure, I'd likely take my sword up against you.
There's just one last piece missing to persuade him.
Subaru,
What?
I see you have finished, Subaru. Did you manage to speak to Tiga?
Mealy? Why are you here? I know I asked Rem to wait for me, but...
I came back after finishing my business in the royal castle, but Ron was the only one at the inn. I asked her about you and she said you were all here. I was waiting for you. Then Miss Amelia arrived, so we waited for you together.
How sweet.
I see. Sorry it was out in the cold like this. Are you two okay?
Yes, I'm fine. They said so much to me during my questioning, but I got through it all. It is fortunate we were informed of what to expect by Miss Cruchet and Miss Anastasia beforehand. But what about you, Subaru?
Yeah, I talked to Tiga. I was able to ask a bunch of things, but...
I say that much, then stop myself. I'm not sure how much of what I heard from Tiga I should tell to Amelia and the others. Some of it is hard to believe, and some of it is just Tiga's opinion. Most importantly, the fake candidate has been identified. I don't want to tell them and end up apprehending Melty and her camp right away. It wouldn't feel right to settle things in disregard of their circumstances. But I guess that's nothing short of my own self-indulgence.
There's your bad habit again, Subaru.
Huh?
Bearing these burdens all by yourself? Solving everything all on your own? You'll only collapse under the pressure. It happened once before, remember?
Well...
Or do you want to lay in my lap again?
What? Mealy?
That will not do! Rem will offer her lap for Subaru.
Man, can't get much better. Two cuties offering to just let you lay your head in their laps?
Hey! Rem?
See? You can't do this by yourself. So I think you should give up and tell us.
I can't win against Mealy.
All my concerns feel like they've been pulverized by Amelia's smile. Rem's pushing me too. And really, even if I find a solution, I probably won't be able to pull it off alone. So...
Okay then. I'll tell you everything as we walk. We'll think it all over together.
Of course. You can count on us. So, what did you want to think about?
Right. It's a way to make everyone happy.
Yeah. That would be really wonderful.
Alright. Progress is made.
I shall record this.
Day 8. Wow, that was a long day.
What a pleasant morning.
There it is. Rom Rom is still Rom Rom, even in the early hours of the morning.
A hunter is a hunter even in a dream.
Yes, Sister is perfect every morning. She's likely even more perfect than she was yesterday.
You compliment me too much, Rem. But it is fitting. After all, I have been given an important duty.
You seem really motivated, Rom. But it is reassuring.
Of course, I wasn't able to accompany you yesterday. As soon as Lord Roswaal is prepared, we intend to get going. What about you, Miss Amelia?
I was told it's okay to wait at the inn, but...
She said I'm coming along. EMD, Amelia Major Determination!
That is still so cringy.
There was the thing yesterday night, too. I think it's fine with Rem along, but maybe I should be there just in case, right? Yes. Rem doesn't have eyes on the back of her head, so having Miss Amelia along is very reassuring. See? So you rely on me too, Subaru.
I'm always being helped by you and Rem. I know that it would be senseless to refuse your help just for that reason.
Also, you're only here doing all of this because of them, so it's all mutual.
Then it's the same as ever. It's okay to rely on me.
Alright, I got it. Mealy and Rem are going with me. Rom's doing what we talked about yesterday.
Going along with Lord Roswaal to make the adjustments. While we had a favorable response last time, the location may affect the circumstances.
Wow, you really are reliable. Alright, let's do this.
Yes, leave it to me.
Yes, let's do our best.
Huh, that goes without saying.
Then let's go!
Where did you come from?
What up, Puck? On the way back after talking to Tiga last night, I had told Amelia and Rem about the situation so we could try to find a way to resolve everything. No matter how much we racked our brains, we just didn't have the resources. But that's to be expected. After all, Tiga had been fighting this enemy alone for years. If it were so easy to defeat this enemy, it would put him in an awkward position. Of course, I don't intend to hold back just so he wouldn't lose face, and I'm putting my life on the line for this fight too. That's why I'll do everything I can. Still...
I hope you'll take our hand, my friend.
So is this the street?
Yeah, a shop I'm familiar with is here. If it was a bar or something like that, it would be really cool. But in reality, it's just a fruit shop.
No, I think just having a familiar shop makes you very cool, Subaru. Holding an appa in one hand is stylish.
Is that stylish? An appa as a prop feels like some Showa-era actor.
Showa. I don't really understand, but I'm sure it would be fitting for Subaru.
Yes, Subaru is a great Showa actor.
Seems like you don't get it, but you kinda do. Okay, that's enough sidetracking. Let's just get our objective done. Come on.
Hey, welcome! Oh, it's you guys.
Well, that was a pretty rude greeting. Just reminding you, but in these last few days, we've been big customers of yours, you know? You need to give better service to your good customers, or you're not gonna get any regulars.
I have no idea what that means. Alright, well, I'm sorry about my first comment. Let me redo my greeting. Hey, welcome! Let's see, 100 appas today?
No, thank you!
Wow, you really do get along.
Yes, certainly. Subaru said he is an old friend.
I'm doubtful whether the feeling's mutual with the other guy.
I love how much Japanese comedy is in these things, is having characters just always butting heads and saying they're such good friends.
Anyway, what's up? You've got more pretty girls with you today.
A flower in both hands and a puck on the head is my style today. But we didn't come here to play around. I'll buy some appas. And along with that, I've got a request.
Do you think I'll accept any request as long as you buy a few appas? Just so you know, I have work to do. I can't do what you want on a whim, even if you buy 100 appas.
So that's how you're playing it.
Look at all that fresh fruit. They're all eagerly waiting for their chance to be sold. I can't let them down. So just buy your appas and go. My job is to get these fruits to meet their destined partners.
You keep using phrases that tug at my heartstrings.
But his view is a fair argument. We're barging in on his business hours trying to get him to do work that isn't his job. However, if we can't borrow his strength, it's a fact that we'll struggle going forward. What exactly could I do?
This may be overly intrusive, but may I say something, Mr. Shopkeeper?
Oh? What is it, young maid lady? Just so you know, this guy here is the kind of guy who makes life a living hell for everyone around him with his impossible and unreasonable nonsense.
Yeah, they know that.
You should hurry up and find a different master. Trust me, I'm only looking out for you.
Don't act like a relative giving advice. You're breaking my heart here.
Thank you very much for the advice. However, Rem could never part from Subaru.
This guy's a real player. If I were the judge, I'd sentence him to death for this crime.
That's one extremely biased judge.
According to your story, Mr. Shopkeeper, you cannot cooperate with Subaru because you will lose time to sell this fruit.
Oh, she's gonna offer to sell in his place.
In that case, I will help operate the shop. Would you listen to Subaru's request during that time?
You will?
Yes. Is that acceptable?
I'd like to ask too, sir. This is very important. I'll do my best to help too.
Rem, Mealy.
Jeez, you're really underestimating me here. I respect your guts, ladies. This is business we're talking about. It's been years since I set up shop on this street. I'm finally well established after all these years, but sales haven't become steady quite yet. A business isn't built in a day. You two shouldn't take this lightly.
And his shop is going to do better than it has in a long time.
Yes, thank you very much. 5 each of appas and oranges, correct?
The change. This should do it. Please carry them home carefully.
Miss Amelia, I finished over here. Are you doing okay?
Yeah, seems fine. You're amazing at this, Rem. Your quickness surprised me.
It's thanks to your assistance, Miss Amelia. It has helped me very much.
Oh no, same here.
No, Rem
Oh,
hasn't
gosh.
done that much.
They're stuck in a loop. Amelia and Rem start praising each other's work. They're both humble, so they're both trying to give the other credit.
Even seeing it with my own eyes, I didn't think it would be to this degree.
I'm sure everyone has wondered if having a beautiful girl work at a shop would make sales go up. In fact, that's pretty much where the word poster girl comes from, so that in itself isn't too
But
surprising.
if the poster girls are S-tier beautiful, they wield this much power.
I'm nearly overwhelmed by the results.
Impossible! The shop emptied out while I was gone?
Oh, you're back, Pops? Man, I wanted you to see it. The fruits went off and found their soulmates one after the other.
Seeing him standing in shock, I point out the girl's accomplishment and applaud. Until just before leaving the shop to Amelia and Rem, he was saying some pretty big things, but this result must be beyond his imagination.
Even that basket and that box are empty? The sales record I spent years building up to at this shop was broken in such a short time.
You have my condolences? Or should I say congratulations?
Ah, you're back, sir. So, were we helpful?
Welcome back. We somewhat managed to fulfill tending the shop, although I'm concerned whether this was good enough.
Whoa, overkill.
No, it's fine. You did good work after all, young ladies. I've lost my confidence.
Well, don't get discouraged. And don't make such a scary face.
Enough with the scary face thing. The person waiting for you is down that alley. Don't leave him waiting too long.
Old man Rom. Shouting this, Pops points to the entrance of the alley a short ways away. It's evidence that while we were watching the shop, he did what we requested.
Thank you. I owe you one.
Thank you for your help. We are very grateful.
Okay then. I'm sorry to leave, but we'll be going. Thank you for everything.
Yeah, go on. Also, the silver-haired young lady there.
Yes?
You helped out my daughter before. She hasn't gotten lost since then.
That's wonderful to hear.
Mealy, was he saying something at the end?
Yes. He did. But it's okay, because it was a very good thing.
Oh, then that's good. Now then, over here should be...
Subaru, over
I'm
there.
trying to remember. I remember Subaru and Amelia finding his daughter lost in the streets in the original arc at the beginning of the story, prior to this game's events. I'm guessing that was... because I know he repeats it several times, so it can be difficult to remember exactly what happened in each loop that he gets in. So I think she winds up helping they're implying that she found that merchant's daughter without Subaru, because he didn't remember when Subaru mentioned helping find his daughter.
You finally showed up. You shouldn't waste so much of an old man's time.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
But don't giants live for a long time? How old are you anyway, old man Rom?
Sorry, but I stopped counting after 100.
So, you still got up to 100. That's not an easy feat. You really kept at it.
I often hear that once humans reach about 30 or 40, they start to lose interest in their age.
On that point, old man Rom is earnest.
Stop that. I'm not happy getting flattery about things like that. More importantly, it looks like you have more companions today.
His voice actor is really... how shall I say... unenthusiastic.
I have not seen you since the royal castle.
That's right. At least for you, young lady. As for the elf there...
Nice to see you again. I don't know what to say.
Ah, right. Mealy and Old Man Ram have a bit of an awkward relationship.
I recall the first day I was summoned to this other world. In the turmoil around the dragon insignia at the loot house, Amelia and Old Man Ram had only met briefly. Also, from Amelia's view, Old Man Ram is a relative of Felt who stole her dragon insignia, so it's a relation somewhat lacking goodwill. Afterwards, Amelia worked to heal Old Man Ram's injuries, but Old Man Ram was unconscious at the time.
It's complicated.
Hey kitten, how's it going?
Old Man Ram, about Mealy.
Don't worry. Felt already told me. I hear she healed me that day.
Oh, yes, that's right. Did you have any headaches or anything after that? I hope you were okay.
It's good to hear.
I see. You seem to be even more soft-hearted than what I've heard.
What? Soft-hearted? No way.
I am doing
That's
just
the first
fine.
time someone said that.
You know, carrying on with, our visual novel. If it doesn't look like it's gonna finish tonight, unfortunately.
Do you have no self-awareness? Mealy, you're
So,
super soft-hearted.
I guess it feels like it's so close to the end. Though I did have to start late, but... First off, it wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that Amelia's meddling is what started my life in this world.
That's one of Miss Amelia's virtues. A result of the Great Spirit's teaching.
That's exactly right. As her foster parent, I'm proud that she has grown up to be such a good girl.
But I'm super hyped for tomorrow, for Monster Hunter Rise. Don't know when I'll start streaming, but we're gonna be going for... I want to do a longer stream for the release of that game, because I am stoked. But yes, I am loving this. I mean, I love the ReZero series anyway, so having more ReZero is always good.
I guess in that regard, I have no complaints about your parenting skills.
Surrounding a flustered Amelia, we all nod at each other over our shared opinion.
Good grief. A spirit, a silver-haired half-elf, that youngster from the other day, and even a demon race girl? What exactly are you gonna have me do?
Huh? Did I ever tell you Rem is a demon? Well, it doesn't matter. About the reason we called you here. There's actually something I wanted to ask you, Old Man Ram, since old people are so wise.
That doesn't sound very genuine. But I owe you for telling me where Felt was. If it's something I can answer, I'll do what I can to help.
Thanks. Anyway, to the main subject. Old Man Ram, have you ever heard the name Faradar?
Did you say Faradar?
Does that mean you've heard of it? I tried asking Roswell yesterday, but even he didn't know.
Roswell.
Oh boy.
Ah, from the Mathers bloodline. I see. So you're involved with him.
Sir?
Never mind. Forget I mentioned anything.
Yeah,
In any case,
his voice
it's not
acting is
surprising
so
that the
bad.
noble sponsoring you doesn't know about it.
It was all right in the first part where he showed up, because his role was pretty short, but this, I don't know. This feels just really, like I said, just bland. Alright, thanks for dropping by. Have a good night.
Faradar is far to the south of here. A land in the neighboring Valakia Empire. Or, it was there to be more precise.
You mean it's gone now?
It's been gone for many years now. I hear that the tribe that lived there vanished without a trace, too.
Was that tribe related to the Evil Eye tribe?
So you've heard of the Evil Eye tribe, the Faradar.
Evil Eye tribe.
When Old Man Ram brought up the Evil Eye tribe, I take a big gulp. The evil eye on Solemn/Wolf's hand, and the evil eye that Melty has with the power of indoctrination. I figured it was due to their special bloodline, but to think a whole tribe was known by that name.
Evil Eye Tribe, huh? Haven't heard that name in a while.
You know them too, Puck?
I don't know about a place called Faradar, but the Evil Eye Tribe has been around since long ago. They're a tribe that possess third eyes, also called Evil Eyes, somewhere on their body. That let them use special powers similar to divine protections.
Powers similar to divine protections? Is it not a divine protection bestowed to the entire tribe? Much like land dragons have the divine protection of wind repel?
While I think it's similar, the powers Evil Eyes exhibit seem random. So I think that's the biggest difference from land dragons.
It's just as the spirit says. The Faradar tribe exhibited particularly strong powers, and all that power was relied upon during the Demi-Human War.
That was the big civil war in Lagunica in the past, right?
Are you a veteran
Oh,
of that
boy.
Civil War, Old Man Rum?
Well, I'm a coward. I was just sneaking around trying to avoid the fight. But Faradar, huh? Youngster, why did you bring up that name?
This might be hard to believe, but I didn't know about the existence of the Evil Eye Tribe. When it comes to asking about demi-human related things, I just couldn't think of anyone but you, Old Man Rom. You seem like you've lived in the royal capital for a long time, and you know Pops at the fruit shop, so I figured you were well connected.
Guess everything worked out.
It's not such a happy story, though.
That's right. There's nobody left in this Faradar place, right?
This may not be the best way to say it, but races with low population face threats against their existence from various reasons. Even for the demon race, Remen's sister's village was destroyed, and who knows if there are other surviving demons anywhere.
God. It was only like 2 or 3 episodes ago that they actually went really into the destruction of their village. And I won't spoil, but... oh, my heart.
Don't say it like that. If you put it that way, half-elves are...
Mealy, calm down. We aren't here to argue over which species is endangered.
Sir?
If. Just saying if. But if there's more to the Faradar story, would you be interested?
More to Faradar? Whoa, what do you mean by that?
This is nothing more than a rumor. While it's a fact that Faradar was destroyed, the Evil Eye Tribe wasn't exterminated. The Evil Eye Tribe was taken off somewhere for the Evil Eye powers in their bodies to be used. That's what I heard anyway.
Truth. To me, that sounds exactly like Melty and company. The Evil Eye Tribe taken from their homeland being used, like Melty and Solemn, who are being used by Sakura and this so-called mother.
How many people were taken away?
I told you it's just a rumor, but the power of the Evil Eye Tribe is valuable. If they wanted to round all of them up, considering the scale of the Evil Eye Tribe settlement in Faradar, there could be 100.
100?
How awful.
Amelia makes a pained face, but my response had a different meaning. It's true that this is a cruel and bitter story, but...
100 of them were taken? In that case...
A sudden thought races around my mind. In this moment, I found the puzzle piece I was missing. Last night, what Tiga said, that he and Solemn obey Sakura to keep Melty alive. But I didn't know the reason why Melty would continue to obey them. It didn't make sense for her to be Sakura's hostage. In that case, the 100 people from her homeland. What if they have 100 people from the Evil Eye Tribe as hostages? If so many of her people were at stake, even Melty couldn't do anything rash. Is that the answer?
Old Man Rom, I want to know something. How far can I push this favor you owe me?
When you ask like that, it makes me want to take it back right away. But I've known Felt since an age before she remembers anything. I think of her like my own grandchild. I was gonna be parted from that grandchild without even knowing, but you stopped that. My gratitude can't be expressed in words.
Is that so? Then let me apologize in advance. I'm about to take advantage of an old man's weakness.
That sounds really bad.
But Subaru is determined. His delightful smile proves it.
He does seem energized. He's about to scan this old man for everything he's got. Is this what elder abuse looks like?
You're making me sound even worse! Cut it out! Putting all that aside, I'm going to ask you for a pretty unreasonable favor.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead. I'll at least hear it out.
I want you to find out if that rumor is true.
About the aftermath of Faradar?
And if it is true, if there are survivors, where they were taken, it'd be for the best if I could find out that much.
You're asking too much. Do you really think I could find all that out?
To be honest, I don't know.
I think he can.
Rem? Why do you think that?
Well, Miss Amelia, I was not certain at first, but a memory came to me. Mr. Rom has been to Rem and Sister's village. You spoke to the village chief.
So you really were the girl from back then?
Oh.
I heard what happened later.
Oh. Okay.
All of you were...
Rem and Sister are safe. That is enough for Rem.
Huh?
They were the only survivors.
In any case, Mr. Rom is well connected enough to travel to our hidden village. Which means...
All right. You don't have to say anymore.
So you'll do it?
I do owe you after all. I always repay my debts. Especially when old friends and a girl caught up in all this are here.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Man, I seriously owe you one.
Don't praise me yet. I haven't done anything.
I'm just gonna go back to...
It's been a while, but I'm gonna have to pull some strings for this. This'll be tough.
Come on, don't say that. This could end up helping Felt too, you know?
Oh?
Right, Mealy?
Oh, yes. So let's do our best. For everyone to be happy.
Will help Felt. After entrusting Old Man Rom with the big job, we visited the fruit stand to thank the shopkeeper, then headed to our next destination. That destination was...
Hello, Subaru. Did your discussion go well?
Yeah, pretty good. And judging by your expression, I'd say you did well too.
Of course I fulfilled my duty. I even had help from a friend.
Had help is a rather conservative way to put it. I made almost all the arrangements. How did you see it in your mind? Surely you don't see friends as nothing more than beasts of burden to do hard labor at your command.
Oh dear, now this is harsh. Ah, my apologies for the late introduction. This is my old friend...
Russell?
Oh?
Subaru, you know him too?
Yeah, you know, he's a pretty famous guy.
I blurted it out because of the unexpected reunion, but that was a mistake. I haven't met him yet in this loop.
To think you would be familiar with me. I'm very honored, Mr. Natsuki.
Mr. Russell, are you also familiar with Subaru?
Of course. As someone who does business in the royal capital, I pay attention to everything discussed within the castle. The people involved in such affairs are no exception. Not to mention, I hear that Mr. Natsuki, despite the absence of his master, negotiated with royal candidates and made great efforts to set all the pieces in place. Along with Miss Amelia, you are currently someone of great renown at the royal castle.
Oh
That
boy.
good of a reputation? Just so you know, I'm not some big shot like that.
No, your reputation is
Oh,
well
boy.
earned. Rem is very proud.
I can agree to that too. Subaru worked really hard after all.
I know I was working hard, but still!
Anyway, because of Russell's favoritism for Subaru, the coordination went without any issue. My, such a capable friend to have, and a servant with great promise.
As a Royal Capital Merchant Guild representative, I deal with a great many issues, which is why that evil magician there sought my help. If you're going to deal with an evil magician, you need to be cautious of their words and deeds. Sometimes you have to be firm with them.
Yes, I understand.
Oh boy.
I'll be sure to remember those words.
How prescient those words are.
Such an assertive reply. As an evil magician, I tremble in fear.
Evil magician? You, Roswell? Why?
It seems EMA has snuck one past the Keeper Roswell.
Roswell isn't the bad guy he pretends to be. He doesn't know what to do with genuine reactions like these.
Well, now I've just about lost all my reputation. Let's get back to the main topic.
A clever evasion. Having said that, Roswell speaks true. Everyone awaits inside.
But still, thank you very much, Russell. It must have been really tough, right?
No, it's fine. Of course, I see this as an investment and hope for an appropriate return. Please continue your efforts in the royal selection going forward. Miss Amelia and Mr. Natsuki?
I'll do my best.
Although I did meet him through Roswell, I feel like I owe a debt to someone really high up. Well, if worse comes to worse, I'll just shove it all onto Roswell. That's the appropriate
I'm getting nervous.
Why should you be nervous, Subaru?
I guess that's true. But I feel like I did something rash. Even for me.
That's one of the wonderful things about Subaru.
Is it?
Come on, I'm opening the door. 1, 2...
Hey, wait, my heart's not ready!
Oh boy.
Oh, so you're finally here.
You sure did take your time. In Kararagi, we say time is money, you know?
How typical of you to say such a thing. It is actually impressive that you could spew such cheap words of advice.
That's enough. They were invited into my household, so they're my guests. As the master of the estate, I won't allow such quarrels.
Whoa! This is really something.
You're right. Everyone is here.
All thanks to Subaru's charm.
Stop making everything my responsibility. I saw how tense things are.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Tense, Meow? Whose fault do you think it is?
Let him say what he will, Ferris. It seems he has no self-awareness.
Self-awareness? Like, aware that yourself did something horribly wrong?
I wouldn't say it's wrong.
Oh, Ryan
but it
Hart's
certainly
even
is out
here.
of the ordinary. Us all gathering here without being summoned by the Council of Wise Men.
But so the royal candidates, you know, at least they're all fairly consistent in like their unique. I don't know where I was going with that. I don't know. They feel like they belong together more than the knights do. Like Reinhardt and Julius are fine, but Ferris and Al, they don't really seem to just belong in this group of knights.
Whoa. I get why you're all here, but still, seeing all of you gathered here is impressive.
4 royal candidates and their 4 knights. Such a lineup makes a powerful picture.
No, Subaru. You mean 5 royal selection candidates and their 5 attending knights.
I'm just a knight hopeful, but that's true. I shouldn't forget that.
With Rem's encouragement pushing my back, I take a step forward. Instantly, all gazes in the room gather on me.
Such pressure.
Subaru, are you okay? If you want, I could do the talking.
But in that case, Leah's story will jump around everywhere, so be prepared for that.
Prepared for what? Also, I'm happy for the offer, Mealy, but leave this to me. I'll do my best!
I fumbled my words.
All right then, do your best.
Yeah! Thanks for the support.
In a corner of the room, I catch a glimpse of Rom, Roswell, Russell, and the others already set to watch, and I clear my throat loudly.
Thank you very much for taking the trouble to attend on this fine day.
I have no use for your boring introductory remarks, Commoner. I am spending my valuable time here. If you have nothing of worth to say, I'll leave.
Don't complain about a conventional opening line. Anyway, thanks for gathering. I know it was sudden, so I'm grateful.
This is an important matter related to the royal selection. Considering your actions thus far, it would be a bad idea to ignore you.
Yes, Subaru and Rem found the suspicious guy targeting royal selection candidates.
Yeah, I was there too! Me too!
I love you, Al.
Yes, Fairy will personally reward you later. I can get rid of stuff like stiff shoulders, just like that.
Oh, that would actually be really helpful.
Also, thanks to Natsuki, my company cultivated a new business. Julius brought the contract and told me about yesterday. Don't worry.
I thought for certain today would be about that. But seeing this lineup, it seems that wasn't gonna be all. What kind of story do you have in store for us? I feel both anticipation and dread.
As for me, well, it's probably got to do with what happened yesterday, right? I've got a stake in this, so I'll hear you out.
I would also like to understand the situation. Miss Felt refuses to tell me about yesterday.
I'll talk about all of that, but please, let me hold off distributing honors for all your input until later. Well, this isn't completely unrelated to Al's extremely self-assertive comment.
Oh, he was? Although I can already imagine what you have to say. On campus blatantly absent, after all.
When Priscilla flat out says this, the air in the room instantly goes tense.
You're a genius when it comes to making a bad atmosphere.
There's no need for deceit, commoner. Of course, everyone here already noticed the same thing. All that remained was to say it out loud or not. Or did you wish to put a lid over the obvious truth and have us exchange pointless pleasantries around it? In that case, I have no business here. You can all lick each other's wounds on your own.
Princess, you're going too far. I'm sure even he realizes that. There are just some conversations people aren't eager to have. You can't help that. It seems pretty close to that girl, after all.
Such lenient words for an enemy. Regardless of their status as real or fake, all royal candidates are our enemies.
But then why did you come here today, Priscilla? If you say everyone around you are enemies, wouldn't it be dangerous to come? And yet you still came, Priscilla. That's probably because you trust us and have expectations for us. Am I wrong?
The mumblings of a half-devil irritate my noble ears terribly.
Because she's right. Yet again, Priscilla calls Amelia half-devil and I'm about to snap at her. But before I can...
Either revise your words or withdraw them, Priscilla Bariel. Saying such statements is not wise here.
Cruchet gives Priscilla a sharp glare, admonishing her abusive words. But it wasn't just Cruchet.
That's no good, Princess. Losing your temper just because she hit you where it hurts is childish.
I'm not going to say who's right, but I owe that girl a debt. So I'm going to take her side too.
Don't think you can push your luck by banding together, commoners. Do you think I'd be scared if you formed a group? In that case, you're terribly mistaken.
Princess, let's stop this, okay? Don't make the situation even worse. You're putting me in a tough spot here.
As Priscilla becomes more displeased, Al desperately tries to stop her with his own body. I'm sure if Al puts himself on the line, even Priscilla would settle down.
Be quiet, Al. Or do you wish that ugly head of yours to be removed from your shoulders?
Even Al's no good. It can't be helped. His was a noble sacrifice.
Isn't that a little cold, bro?
I won't allow you to cut off Mr. Al's head. Miss Priscilla, please return to your seat. I'm sure you'll hear a story well worth the trouble of coming here.
You speak big, Sword Saint. Very well. I'll go along with this.
Whoa, Al couldn't do it, but Reinhardt pulled it off!
I entrust the rest to you, Subaru. I'd like you to make Miss Priscilla understand.
And casually raising the hurdle while he's at it.
Oh boy. I scratch my head at Reinhardt's words. His words didn't mean any harm. I take a long breath, then...
You'll be fine, Subaru. I'll be here watching from your side.
Oh, man. I can't look uncool in front of you here.
I turn her encouragement into strength and start speaking about the 6th royal candidate who isn't present here. A heavy silence coldly falls over the room. After hearing the story, everyone's face looks uneasy. Even those who haven't gone pale have pained expressions on their faces. The expressions range from pity to compassion, disgust to indignation, but...
It really is unforgivable.
When Amelia says this aloud, I can tell there's no doubt that everyone is in agreement.
Reconstructing the human body at will, you say? Ferris, is such a thing possible?
I think if you spent a lot of time to slowly change the skeleton and other parts, it wouldn't be impossible. But according to Subaru's story just now, what happened to Miss Melty's body is on a different level completely.
Hiding her third eye and blocking her throat where food passes. This isn't something that can be done with magic. One could say it's like remaking her into a completely new creature.
A new creature, huh? But couldn't the cat ear's magic do something about that?
That's right. Ferris's healing magic is famous as the greatest in the kingdom, capable of doing things others cannot.
Would Ferris's healing magic work? What do you think, Ferris?
I and everyone else turn to Ferris, but despite our expectant gazes, Ferris shakes his head. Oh, he knows?
I'm happy you have so much hope in me, but I think it would be a little difficult. I'd have to examine her to be sure, but if it's as Fairy thinks...
If it's as you think, what would happen?
I think healing magic would have no effect. Subaru, just making sure, but...
Yeah, ask me anything.
According to Tiger's story, Miss Melty's body was made that way years ago, right?
I can't say anything for sure, but considering how he said it, yeah.
Just an example. But when did you lose your arm, Allie?
Allie has a pretty fresh ring to it.
Al, answer him.
Yeah. It's been a little over 10 years since I lost this arm. I'm totally used to it now, though.
Even fairies' healing magic can't fix this arm Allie lost. After all this time, a lost arm won't grow back.
I guess that makes sense.
If you ask why, it's because his body has gotten used to it. It's natural now for this body to not have an arm.
I never considered that when it comes to healing magic and regeneration. Matt, in D&D and stuff. That the body more or less accepts its new natural state to be whatever. I always felt like the time limits on certain spells was purely mechanical, but that's the first I've actually seen it described in a way that makes sense. Instead of just having an arbitrary, you have to cast the spell in 3 days or it doesn't work.
So,
for Melty's body, her evil eyes being hidden and her esophagus being blocked are natural too?
that's what I think. So even if I use healing magic, she probably won't get any better than she is now.
Seriously? To be honest, I was counting on you most of all, Ferris.
I'm fairly uninformed about healing magic. But is there really no possibility? Julius, Margrave Mathers, may I ask?
Unfortunately, my knowledge on healing magic is far short from Ferris's. The only hope is Margrave Mathers.
I'm sad to say healing magic is a weak point for me as well. However, if my knowledge from reading various texts to learn magic is correct, I have no memory of any factors that would refute Ferris's opinion.
This subject may come up, so just letting you know now, it would be difficult with medicine too. To start, most medicines and decoctions are weak compared to healing magic.
Much like Miss Anastasia from the Hoshin Company, it would be difficult for me to be of assistance as well. I've never heard of such a story before.
This individual must be quite the degenerate if they are out there reconstructing bodies. Is there no way to find the perpetrator?
I wish I could, but we have no idea who it could be. I'm sure in the time it takes to investigate.
That girl might end up with a knife in her back.
That's right.
As everyone's understanding of the situation sinks in, their expressions turn grave as they realize the deadlock we've hit. We have so many powerful people gathered here. They say 2 heads are better than 1. With so many of us here, it should open up new possibilities. That's what I thought, but even that was aiming too high.
We're at an impasse then.
Harry doesn't like this.
There's Ferris, who is likely peerless when it comes to healing magic. Reinhardt, who has virtually no connection with the word impossible. Melty and Company's outlook already looks bad with these 2 being unable to provide an answer. Then, as though spurring it on further,
All of you are puzzling for so long. But over what are you so concerned?
Priscilla Boreal.
You must realize it. If the story that Commoner brought is true, the false candidate is already clear. All that remains is to reveal the truth, remove the false candidate, and the obstacle disappears. The postponed royal selection would resume. Why would we need to be so concerned over the problems of those who hindered us so much?
So that's why.
Will this discussion move forward without answering this question? I urge you all to consider.
that was the conclusion I was afraid of. We have no obligation to help Melty and the others, and everyone agrees on that. Considering that they deceived us, it wouldn't be unreasonable to cut them down with no mercy. So why are we having this discussion? Is it not good enough to simply expose the criminals? Why should we help them? I can't give an answer right away.
Isn't it because we couldn't sleep at night? What other reason do you need?
And so the first voice to break the silence surprises me to my core. Folding her arms, Felt narrows her eyes and looks Priscilla in the face while continuing.
They were used by some dangerous people, dragged into a royal selection they wanted no part in, and their lives are in danger. The more I hear, the more I sympathize with that girl. Right, Reinhardt?
Miss Felt.
At Felt's teasing expression, Reinhardt puts his hand on his forehead and sighs. I see. If you break it down like that, maybe it's true that Felt's circumstances are a little similar to Melty's. Of course, between Sakura and Reinhardt, their personalities are like good versus evil.
Anyway, if they're being forced to be in the royal selection against their will, I want to do something to help. That would be more than enough reason for me to go along with his suggestion.
While I have a slight objection to her preface, I have the same opinion as Miss Felt. If Miss Felt decides to do this, my duty is to push aside the many obstacles in her path. I will not hesitate.
Talking like you're so high and mighty. Once in a while, you can just say you want to kick the ass of people you don't like.
Oh, Felt.
If that is your command.
At Reinhardt's response, Felt turns her face and clicks her tongue. That's the answer from this lord and her retainer.
If I had to say, my opinion is closer to that of the Red Princess there.
Next, Anastasia starts her own debate. Raising her hand a little, Anastasia looks back and forth between Priscilla and Felt.
If the fake candidate is identified, any further action is excessive, to be honest. We have no obligation to help them.
Miss Anastasia, but...
Quiet. I'm still in the middle of speaking. You shouldn't interrupt the words of your master. Also, you shouldn't jump to hasty conclusions. What I have to say next is most important.
Oh, interesting. What argument will the widely known embodiment of greed herself present next?
I'll take your words as a compliment, Princess, but my answer is simple. While we have no obligation to help them, there is benefit to it. I may be an outsider, so this doesn't go for me, but isn't the Transcendent Dragon Church a big name in the kingdom? If their candidate turns out to be a fake, that would be a big scandal. So what happens if we solve their problem and show mercy on top of that? The church couldn't hold their head above ours. The main aim of the royal selection is a covenant with the dragon. We would obtain a pretext to silence those who would meddle in it. Would that not be beneficial? So?
Oh.
Do you like my way of thinking?
Damnable fox.
Ha!
Why, thank you.
Oh, that was the most perfect. Her actual voice-acted response. Just, perfect. Priscilla closes one eye and curses at Anastasia. I'm impressed by how Anastasia seems entirely unaffected. Even though it's a rather heartless conclusion drawn by an experienced merchant.
A conclusion drawn from no emotion is the exact opposite of Felt, and exactly like Anastasia.
You say that, but please don't misunderstand her as having no emotional connection. That is simply a condition required by Miss Anastasia. Even if she says to help them based only on emotion, it would involve the great many people who follow Miss Anastasia. In her position, she must not do such a thing. Thus, it is necessary to have adequate cause. A premise so convincing, it sways yourself and others.
Julius, what embarrassing things are you saying? This has nothing to do with your job as a knight, does it?
No. As your knight, I must do my utmost to prevent misunderstandings of you, Miss Anastasia. However,
what?
I know from the bottom of my heart that I'm glad I became your knight.
Oh my gosh.
My sword and my loyalty belong to you.
How embarrassing.
That's not worth one coin, but my doctrine is to take anything given, so I'll reluctantly accept it.
Yes.
Julius answers with vigor, and Anastasia lightly waves her hand. Looks like this lord and retainer also agreed on a single answer. Then...
Well, it appears that it is my turn to state my opinion.
Cruche.
No need to look so worried. When one's gaze becomes cloudy, one can falter in the ideals they carry. Also, rather than stating my opinion here, I shall ask my trusted retainer to do so.
Miss Cruche?
Ferris, I wish to know your opinion. Felt and Anastasia Hoshin have covered the issues of benefit and sentiment. I could act for the same reasons as either of them. However, I wish to hear your opinion in particular.
Interesting.
What is going through your mind? After hearing Subaru Natsuki's story earlier, what do you think of Melty Pristis and her faction?
When asked by Cruche, Ferris ponders, a hand placed on a rather flat chest. Ferris couldn't reply with an answer that wasn't so thought out. Ferris regarded her too highly for that. No, that's not it. Ferris wouldn't think such petty thoughts. Ferris's eyes are filled with an unusual drive, burning and boiling with a sense of purpose.
Miss Cruchet, Fairy is your knight.
Indeed you are.
I'm prepared to devote everything to your ideals.
Yes.
But I am a healer at the same time. When asked for help, the first thing I think of is doing something about it. That goes even more so for people in a deadlock, in despair. After all, I was like that before, in an abyss of darkness,
Aww.
with nothing I could do. Miss Cruchet led me by the hand and rescued me from there. That's how I became the person I am now. So I can't possibly reject a hand reaching out for help. I'm sorry, Miss Cruchet, for being such a willful and self-indulgent retainer. But...
That's enough. No need to finish.
Miss Cruchet, will this make you hate Fairy?
Me? Hate you? Unthinkable. That would only be possible if I ceased being myself.
Yep.
Miss Cruchet, I love you.
As do I.
After a nod at Ferris's confession of love, Cruchet turns her eyes to Priscilla.
Apologies for the long wait, but this is my conclusion. I wish to be a lord who responds to her retainers. Therefore, we shall cooperate with Subaru Natsuki.
All of that back and forth was just a charade. As you said yourself, you could find a reason one way or another, regardless.
However, if I'm going to walk, I will walk the path my ideals have set for me, alongside my beloved retainer.
Do as you please.
After Cruchet's bold answer, Priscilla replies in an abusive way. Then...
While we're on the subject, Half Double, you answer the question as well.
Her attack next turns to Amelia.
I'm going along with Subaru, so...
After all this, simply going along with your jester next to you would be absurd. Don't tell me you actually intend to say something so foolish. True, this gathering began at his behest. However, the master must bear the responsibility of the servant. You have a responsibility to make your own statement. Now that you understand that, answer again. Why would you make such an effort for the sake of an imposter?
Priscilla's questioning is brutal, but it's true that it can't be ignored. Felt, Anastasia, and Cruchet all came up with different answers on their own. Amelia needs to come up with her own answer, too. Under such questioning, Amelia gently places a hand over her chest.
I lived for a long time in the forest of my homeland. I was there with Puck, and that was enough for me. But one day, Roswell came to the forest, saying he'll let me join the royal selection. When I left the forest for the first time and got taken to the manor, there was so much I didn't know. I caused so much trouble for Ram and Rem. She isn't here right now, but there's a girl named Beatrice who gets along really well with Puck, and I wanted to get along with her too, but she was always getting mad at me too. And lots of stuff happened.
Okay.
After deciding to join the royal selection, I met the other candidates. And it made me think of how much I needed to get my act together. Everyone was really amazing, with such strong ideals. So I thought I needed that strength too. I must have made a mistake because I was so preoccupied by that thought. I made such a big mistake at the royal capital. I had no idea what to do. I agonized over it, panicked, and then... I met Subaru.
Mealy.
With Subaru's help, I renewed my resolve at the estate. And now, I'm standing here like this in the royal capital. Lots of meetings and experiences shaped who I am now. And I'm different from when it was just me and Puck in the forest. That's why I don't want my meeting with Melty and everyone to end with just a brief encounter. I want to talk it out and understand. If I need to help them first in order to accomplish that, that's what I want to do. No, that's what I will do, after all. If I don't do this right, I'll have this really hazy feeling in my chest troubling me.
You lost steam right at the end!
I'll help you with that hazy feeling in your chest.
But that's how I honestly feel.
Amelia's face turns red as she objects. A moment later, the air in the room relaxes. The rigid atmosphere from before has come undone, and I feel the tension waver. Then,
Princess, isn't that enough?
Al?
I get you have a lot to say about the princess's attitude. That's just her personality.
Al, do not speak as though you understand me. I am not so shallow as to be seen through by a jester.
I know. And because I do, let me say something as if I know. Just guessing, but you already came up with a solution, didn't you?
What?
My solution? You mean for Melty? Priscilla, is that true?
For a mere jester, you have said more than enough.
Sorry. Am I about to lose my head?
If I hadn't heard their stories beforehand, I would have cut off your head with no mercy.
Saying so, Priscilla looks around the room, gazing at the royal candidates, including Emilia. Her words and behavior are evidence that Priscilla was impressed, at least somewhat, by Emilia and everyone's words. Maybe that means she is finally beginning to respect them.
So then, Priscilla Boreal, how do you intend to save Melty Pristis?
How do you intended? Typos.
You should already know the answer. We will require that blue healer there.
So I'm hoping that the scene will finish kind of soon and then we'll conclude for the night.
Me? I mean, I'll give it a try if it can really be resolved with healing magic, but we've already established that that wouldn't work.
Fool, that is because you only see the easy path.
Easy path? I doubt Ferris would.
You must revise the way you think. If her throat is blocked by some power, we simply need to open it.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh, I get it.
Wait, what?
I clap my hands as an idea flashes in my mind from Priscilla's words, and Felt reacts in surprise. All eyes turn toward me. But even I find myself astonished by the idea. I finally made the connection after watching Priscilla, seeing her rub her fingers on her throat to explain.
An incision in the esophagus. No, surgical removal? Regardless, doing surgery should resolve this.
By surgery, you mean using a blade to cut something out of the body?
Yeah, that. It requires a sanitary place and tools, though. If we get those, maybe?
Don't lose confidence right at the end.
And it's starting to rain pretty heavily.
No, it's just that I don't know. I'm not much of an expert when it comes to medical science.
I jumped to Priscilla's words because I didn't have the idea before, but I also have no idea about advanced medical techniques.
A surgery to open a blocked esophagus would mean cutting open the throat, opening the esophagus, then watching over time to make sure it doesn't close up again.
While it isn't impossible, this does not seem like something we can deal with immediately. And there may be a chance she could pass away during the operation.
Yeah, guess you're right. But if we could do something about that...
Allow me to make one correction, Subaru Natsuki.
Cruciate?
It seems you are struggling to determine whether this is possible, but there is no need for that. Because
I can do it!
Ferris.
I can make it so she doesn't die during the work. I've never done things like cutting and opening, though, so it still wouldn't be easy.
In that case, I can assist. With my spirits, I can at least help you.
Julius volunteers to assist, and faint lights float around him.
Julius is a spirit arts user. Those are his contract spirits.
Same as Mealy, huh? Damn copy bastard.
I can hear you. Anyway, what do you think, Ferris?
If you help Julius, Fairy would be reassured. But it's still not enough. To put it simply, this work has to be done alongside healing, so we need at least one more.
Rem.
In that case, I recommend Rom.
Recommend Rom? Are you serious?
Serious beyond serious, very serious. You may be uneasy, Subaru, but nobody beats Rom when it comes to finger dexterity, you know.
Oh.
You honor me, Lord Roswell.
Is that true?
Wait, really?
Thinking back on Rom's work at the estate, I ponder the real meaning behind Roswell's remark. It's hard to fully understand because Rem does most of the work at the manor, but there's no mistaking that Rom is pretty handy. Above all...
If Sister helps, we can rest assured.
Your praise is flattering, although it is warranted.
Rem is blindly devoted when it comes to Rom, but they are clearly genuine with one another.
Rom, can you really do it?
A stupid question. Of course I can. It is at Lord Roswell's request, after all. Or do you not trust me?
Okay, I trust you. Ferris will be the surgeon, while Rom and Julius are support. Would these three work?
You know I can't tell you I'm completely confident I can do this, right?
Well, it would be pretty cool if you said that and it worked out.
Brilliant!
Boo!
With puffed cheeks, Ferris doesn't object to Al's wild laughter. But anyway, now...
Conditions are fulfilled.
That's great and all, but I feel like we're left out. Hey, cat ears, would Reinhardt be useful for something?
I appreciate the sentiment, but Reinhardt is unsuitable by nature. You know, since he sucks mana from around him.
That is the reason I'm forbidden from entering places where healing magic is being used.
Guess you won't be any help then.
My apologies.
Bold of you to treat Reinhardt like a useless character. Also, Reinhardt, don't feel bad. I have a little request specifically for you later.
Reinhardt absorbs mana? So is he... That's interesting, because that makes it sound like he could have been a member of the Evil Eye tribe. Or he's going to be able to deal with the mana wasps. Because they feed on mana, so if they just get that sucked out of them when they get close, then Sakura can't do anything to him.
Understood. I would be happy for an opportunity to restore my honor.
Reinhardt nods at my words. It's a request with high stakes, though.
But you did it, Subaru. Now...
Yeah. We finally reached the starting line.
I clench my fists and nod to a smiling Amelia. All that's left is to use the established lineup to try and find the answer.
Commoner, I am not finished asking questions yet.
Alright, it looks like the scene is going to go on for a lot longer, so I'm going to go ahead and just save and call it here. And
I will write it down.
Finish it next Thursday. So yeah, tomorrow, Monster Hunter Rise. And Sunday, Final Fantasy VII Remake should still be on. Oh! And you pop in right towards the end. I do really recommend watching the anime if you're okay with a lot of... it deals with a lot more of... so the very brief, very brief for you. The main character, whenever he dies, he goes back in time to a sort of random point to get another chance to do whatever it is he needs to do. He winds up dying and gathering more information, and to others it seems like he gains a whole lot of knowledge out of nowhere because he can't tell anybody about his ability. But it deals a lot with the trauma that he suffers from dying in various horrible ways, and then immediately just like, it's like you get, you know, the very first time he dies, I believe it's his stomach is sliced open and his guts are just out, so he like sees all of that, and then he dies, and then a second later it's like he wakes up from a nightmare standing in the middle of a street. And, you know, so he's going from that trauma to standing in a market. And yeah, it's rough. It does, I will say that this game is an alternate take on the third arc in the story. So the first two bits have already happened, and this is a what-if scenario of a potential storyline that they could have done, but didn't. So, only, like, 4 characters in this game aren't canon. So, it's pretty cool. But next week should be the end of this. Which kind of sucks, but it looks like there's I'll probably off-stream do some of the replaying, because it looks like there is some replayability where you can take some of the knowledge you've earned from playing through the entire game and completely circumvent certain scenes, and you can replay certain sequences with different knowledge and tackle them in a different way. So even though it's a visual novel, which by nature don't have a lot of replayability, this one does, and that's really cool, and that's because of the built-in story mechanic of going back in time. But anyway, like I said, tomorrow Monster Hunter Rise. I don't know when we'll be playing exactly because my wife still has to work, so I have the Bab and the boy, and so we can't get the game until she's off work and all that jazz. And then, like I said, Sunday is probably going to be Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I'll get the rest of next week's schedule figured out. Also, right now, there are 9 games available for free on the PlayStation 4 and 5. So if you have that, go onto the PlayStation Store, play at home, and you can get like Abzu, Subnautica, Thumper. There's like, I think it's like 5 regular games that are indie games, and then 4 VR games. So definitely grab those. They'll be available for a while, but they're not even PS Plus. They are free for everybody, and you keep them forever. So there's my little public service announcement for you guys, or my PlayStation service announcement. Anyway, let's see if anybody's rating or anybody's streaming, and we will get a raid on there. And we will conclude for the night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have yourselves a great night.